Morning, students. Today we are going to start this online session with chapter 1 in history. The name of the lesson is How, When, and Where. Okay. Before we move on into the lesson, first we should know what is history. It is not about the evolution of dinosaurs or how glaciers created mountains and valleys. History involves the study of humans and their actions. It is understanding how past events impacted our world. Every day of your life is a page of your history. Suppose, for example, how you will be remembered by someone in future, the way how you lived your life, your behavior, your character, and what are all the things you did. This is all about history. Okay. Now we will see why to study history. First, we saw what is history. Now, why to study history? Here you can see a picture. You know him very well. He is called Akbar. He is called Akbar. Akbar is a Mughal emperor. So, if you ask me about Akbar, if I say Akbar, he was born on 14th century. He got married in the 19th century. He became as a king in the 15th century. He died in the 28th century. Will you be able to understand it clearly? It will be very difficult to understand, no? If I say like this, Akbar was born on 14th October 1542. He became as a king at the age of 13 when his father died in 1556 and he died in the year 1605. So it will be easy to understand and to keep in mind, no? Yes. The past history was fully focused on the dates and how the king or the ruler was born, when he became as a king, when he got married, and when he died. These all the factors became an important one in the time of the past history. Sorry, at the time of the past history. But now we are going forward on how, when, and where. How the things are happening, when the things are happening, and where the things are happening. So at present, we are studying history on this basis. Okay. Now, and another example, you take how important are dates. Have you ever thought why the dates are so important? Remembering dates is not an easy job at all. Moreover, it is not even an interesting task for many of us. But have you ever thought why we need to remember dates or why we should study history? Well, anything which we see happening in our surroundings must have begun on some day. For example, we drink tea or coffee, but how did it become part of our daily life? And when it first came into existence in India, not only this, one more example, we all must have traveled in train. So, when did train start in India? So, such questions take us back to the notion of dates and time, but time is not always precise. Sometimes we even don't know about the exact date or time of that particular happenings. Why we can't fix a particular time? We can't fix a particular time because many of the things happens over a stretch of time. We know that Britishers came into India in 1608, and then they started ruling India from 1757. But do we know the exact date of the year 1757 on which they started ruling? Similarly, if we move back to the example of tea, do we know the exact date on which Indians started drinking tea? That is why it is not possible to fix dates for each and every event. Now, the question why we associate dates with history, it is because in early times the historians used to record only the crucial events of a king's life, such as his birth, marriage, and battle fought by him, and when he died. So now we know why dates are important. Okay, here in this lesson, the dates are not exactly mentioned, but it is also important to note that history is not only just about the ruler alone. It is also about the common man and how their life goes on. And when people becomes as a main factor and the focus of history, the dates and the times will no longer be an important one. For the sake of convenience of studying the past, historians they have divided the times and they have divided the history into different periods. Okay, now we will go on to the next heading. Here you can see a picture before and after. This is also you can say a example for past and the present. We all know nowadays how our agricultural field is, but before how it was, what all the changes happened in between, what all the things happened, and what all the new technologies has arrived in between till now. So this is all about history. Okay, okay, now we will move on to the main heading, periodization of Indian history. Here you can see a man. His name is called James Mill. He's an Scottish economist, a political philosopher. He wrote a book called A History of British India. Okay, and according to him, he has mentioned the Indian history into different periods that we will see in the next slide. So, according to James Mill, periodization during British rule. Okay, what he did. He is a Scottish historian, a philosopher in 1817, but he has never visited India. On his point of view, he has separated the history of India into several parts. Okay, mainly he has divided history into three main periods, that is called Hindu, Muslims, and British. So you can see in the first point, history was divided into three categories, namely Hindu, Muslims, British, on the basis of the rulers of different periods. But some social events were also present, such as caste system, superstitious beliefs, etc. But James Mill's view, his point of view, was not accepted by the people of India for the various reasons. Because, on his point of view, he was mainly focused on the, the kind of British rule. There were numerous Buddhist Jain kings ruling over different part of the country Hindu during the period Hindu. A vast portion of India was controlled by non-Muslim rulers during the Muslim period. Okay, but he mainly focused on the British rule as an important and an exact one. He says that the British rule was correct than the Hindu rule or the Muslim rule. This periodization, according to James Mill, suited the British colonial interest in India as it mainly focused on the British ideas. He considered that Hindu period and the Muslim period was mainly focused on dark, violent, and uncivilized. The British period was a good one to progress toward a modern civilization. Mill's periodization also overlooked and underestimated the great cultural diversity of India. Okay, so the first topic is periodization of Indian history. In that, during the British rule, a man called James Mill he separated Indian history into three different periods called Hindus, Muslims, and British rule. And on his point of view, British rule was very good than this Hindus and Muslim period. And now we will go on to the next heading called modern periodization. The more popular periodization of Indian history, followed by most historians even today, is modern periodization. And here we can see modern periodization is also divided into three categories as ancient period, medieval period, and modern period. Okay, and here in this picture you can see the first periodization, Mill's division of history. This periodization is during the British rule. he they had Hindu, Muslims, and British. And the next division of history is by the historians called modern periodization. This is also divided into ancient, medieval, and modern. Medieval in the sense you can also say as middle age, middle period. Okay. First ancient period, if you say, it stretches from the earlier time till the 7th century. And if you take the middle period or the medieval period, it is between from 8th to 18th century. And the third most, the modern period, it is placed between the mid 18th and the mid 20th century. Okay, but here is another important period called contemporary period. Here I have not mentioned, but you have to know about that. Contemporary period, the period after the mid 20th century, is known as contemporary period. Okay. However, this periodization is also criticized by the scholars, that the concept has been borrowed from the western part of the world. Sorry. Nevertheless, this is the most accepted periodization of Indian history. All the people in the country accepted this periodization as the best one rather than the James Mill, because he was always focusing on the um, caste basis and the uncivilized, violent, dark, superstitious belief, etc. Okay.